Hello and welcome to the fourth and last episode of the Transparent AI video series. In this episode, we are going to talk about the applications of AI. So let's get into it. So, on the first episode, we talked about the definitions of emotions. On the second, we talked about how we can model them. And on the third one, we talked about machine learning and AI processes. So make sure to check them out before watching this episode. On this episode, we are going to talk about the applications of emotion AI, which is an artificial narrow intelligence, and see how we can use them and how we can, as humans, benefit from it. So there are a lot of different ways. One is that they would enhance something that we already do. So for easier understanding, let's divide these applications into two categories. One is the enhancement and augmentation, and two is completely novel. So for example, in this case, you can imagine call centers, market research, or playtesting. In call centers, for example, an agent can reflect on himself or herself and see if they are talking in the right tone to the customer. Or for example, in market research, you can have new insights into how your product is received. Or in playtesting, you can know exactly how immersed and engaged your players are. So this is amazing. So the more exciting one is the second category. These are the things that people cannot do. For example, in health industry, detecting diseases from the vocal biomarker is one application that AI is pretty good at and we as humans cannot do at all. Science has proven diseases like Parkinson, Alzheimer, and hopefully COVID can be detected from the changes in your vocal cord and in your audio. There are a lot of other applications like interacting with virtual characters in video games that are not possible otherwise, but thanks to the audio AI, we can actually do this interaction, and that would make our games a lot more immersive. There are countless applications and examples out there that I can talk about days and nights, but it's so important to note that each one of them makes our life a lot easier, augments us, and helps us, and maybe saves us. So before I conclude, I have two more points for you. One, different kinds of artificial intelligence, and two, the AI effect. Whatever we talked here, it was about the emotion AI. This is a narrow case of artificial intelligence. That's why we call these ANI, which stands for artificial narrow intelligence. For example, computer vision is another narrow artificial intelligence. But considering that one day all of these would join together, we would have something called AGI, which is Artificial General Intelligence. That means that AI has the level of intelligence of a normal human being. And if that AGI advances dramatically and can do things that no human being can do, that's what we call artificial superintelligence. So next time somebody talked about artificial intelligence, make sure to know the differences and what they are referring to exactly. And the second point I want to address was the AI effects. So it means that whatever the AI can do, we just don't call it AI anymore. Back in the days, AI was just an algorithm that can understand the environment and interact with it. Today, it's a system that can learn and perform tasks that are only doable by human beings. Maybe in the near future, our expectations of AI would be to do superhuman tasks, and it would be completely normal for us. So, we don't know what happens, but today, we can make the best out of it. So, if you're interested to learn more about AI, please let us know in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe so that you can have more contents in the future. Until next time.